Hello, OJ here. Today I want to be talking about the update and the first major balance changes happening since the release of Random Dice Go, which was a few days ago, and how the meta has developed and how it might change in the future. But for now, let's just briefly go over the changes. So we have the Black Tortoise dice getting an increased shield per dice taunted. Azure Dragon attack speed buff and now needs less dice to die on the board in order to activate its skill. Soul Dice gets more attack speed right off the bat, which is a pretty substantial increase. That's more than 10%. The Good Evil Dice got 20% attack rate nerfed, so it now does a lot less damage, which is crazy. Solar Dice attack splash damage buffed, so the ability that you get from activating its effect. Holy Arrow Dice, the skill, like the arrow that pierces, got nerfed by 20%. The Death Dice attack speed got a huge upgrade. This is big. Light Dice, super hard nerf, minus 40% attack speed. Down to 30% attack speed. How much is this? This is... Wow. This is like 25% nerf. Sword Dice. A basic attack rate, so lower the damage. Again, 15%. Pretty nice. Shield Dice. Big HP nerf. 200 health less, and that's it. Now, I have made a tier list, and I want to be talking about the current meta and how it might change. So, from the previous tier list, or from the meta that there currently was, hang on, let me just pop it up. There you go. So, here you can see, right now, we have the shield dice. So the red outlines is, and I hope you can see this, because it's really hard to put this on a vertical screen with a horizontal image, but this is the best I can do. So the shield dice, which to me is still in the necessary, you still need to use it, obviously. It's a really good dice, but it got nerfed, so you can see the red outlines is the nerf dice, and the green outlines are the buff dice. So Sniper didn't get changed, still in the A tier. It's a good dice, it's a very good dice. Invincibility dice didn't get nerfed, still a very, very good dice, very useful. Light dice got nerfed, still very useful dice. Electrocute didn't get nerfed, still in the A tier. Good Evil dice, to me, still a good dice. It might now drop down, I don't know, but I still think it's gonna be pretty good. Metas change slowly because people don't really have a way to test things out without playing, for their elo, so we might see. The Holy Arrow dice, I feel like it got a lot of... it's seen more and more in the meta because more and more invincibility has entered the meta, and it's just a pretty good dice, and I think it's still in the A tier. And explosive, still untouched and still in the A tier. The sword dice got nerfed. I think it's a good dice, but definitely now you can look for other options. I think I see a lot more people just skipping it completely and just going for explosive instead. And as for the next tier, the C tier, I think Death Dice now actually is useful. I think it might be useful. It's actually meh. The reason is because now, the meta used to be combining shields with invincibility dice to prolong the game enough for your DPS dice to clear the board. It was either that, or put a sniper in the corner where they can't get to your DPS dice, and just be stronger than your opponent, and clear out all the things that could potentially harm with explosive or melee dice, and get the sniper to shoot off the rest. Because as soon as you can clear the DPS dice, your sniper has the green light to just shoot until the round's over, clearing the entire board, right? Which is a big problem. I think the game would be a lot healthier if... Or no, it actually is pretty good for the game, but yeah. So definitely, those are the only two ways to play really right now, and the Death Dice helps you beat these invincibility shield combos, because if you can one-shot a shield, it can never proc the invincibility. So having that a bit better is actually super useful. As for the soul dice, I think it has potential to be a carry dice. Not enough, I think, yet, but we might see. It might be good. We don't know, but I think it's definitely better than the D tier, because it's one of the few dice that have attack range 3, and yeah, lunar dice has moved up to C tier because of the effectivity now, the reduction of the light dice effectivity. So lunar dice actually shines a lot more. Oh, I skipped the Azure Dragon. Now the Azure Dragon, it's basically a better but harder to achieve Holy Arrow dice. They both have a 3 attack range. They both have piercing bullets or piercing projectiles. But it has a pretty hefty requirement, and you could only have 1. So will it be better? I don't know, but it's definitely meh now and not useless anymore. Time dice, still meh. It's good for one niche and one niche only, and that's pretty much it. The meteor dice, still a meh dice. I think if they found a way to make meteors drop down faster, like as in as soon as the ability triggers, boom, you get the damage, and you don't have to go through this half-second animation where the meteor, halts from the sky, and in that time so much changes, so it's like the ability does nothing half the time because the dice dies anyway. It's super bad. So I think if they applied that damage instantly, that would be fantastic. They can still have the animation happen, but just make the damage proc sooner. Like, basically instantly. Then it would be a very good dice. I don't know if that might make it broken, though. Solar dice, it's meh. It's still not a good dice. It's meh. I don't know. Electric outshines it in every way, in my opinion. But definitely moved up to C tier. And the D tier, these are all dice that aren't useless, but aren't good either. So, you have, like, Mighty Wind in there, which everyone does better than Mighty Wind in every way. The level dice is more of a meme. Rebirth dice is super niche. It's too niche, and it might not even be a useful niche, but because it is kind of hard to proc sometimes, and stuff like that. The Black Tortoise dice is still not a meh dice. It's still iffy, and it's not useless anymore, but... And then we have the last row. These are all useless dice, yeah. So I'm assuming in the meta we have a lot more variety, and I think we're gonna see a lot more lunar replacing light in certain scenarios, and we're going to see a lot more death dice being used, which maybe, because death dice had a lot. Like, what is the range of death dice? Let's just see that. Depending on if this is 3, no, it's only 2. Yeah, I mean, it's still iffy, because it needs to clear out this combo, right? That's what it's about. So if you can do that, it's great. If you can't, work it on. But what I feel like could be a new thing is maybe if you play a lot of Pip 1 dice, so you play like the time dice, good evil dice combo again. But then again, this whole thing got nerfed, so this whole deck got nerfed to the ground because of the sword dice being nerfed, the good evil dice being nerfed, and the light dice being nerfed. But if you could play a lot of Pip 1 dice and you combine it with an Azure Dragon, you might actually have a decent board setup, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all about the patch notes, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.